today. Every single one of you is welcome, and we love and appreciate you all. So, going to get this moving ahead. Share my screen. There we go. And let's just start the slideshow. Okay, so you can all see that. So first and foremost, I want to introduce myself. My name is Mena Vitale Warmbier out of Florida, USA, coming to you. And we are Senior Presidential Directors on Stephen Gina Merritt's team. This is a team which is the fastest growing team in all of LifeWave, and we're so excited to be part of that. But hey, you know what? It's such a pleasure to have every single one of you here, wherever you're tying in from, whether it's Europe, South Africa, USA, Canada. We are so blessed that we have all connected. So don't keep the circle small, ladies. Make sure you're bringing on other people and other friends, because everybody needs to hear what we have to share. So I'm going to introduce my beautiful co-host, Diana Burke. Diana and Ken Burke actually introduced this amazing technology that we're going to be sharing with you today to us. Just over 3 years. We celebrated 3 years last week. So we are 3 years old in the LifeWave business, and just feeling amazing, and having the most amazing connections. The community we're part of just energizes us, and we're so blessed to be part of such a great community. So thank you to Ken and Diana Burke for introducing us. And Diana, if you want to take it away and get started.
Sure. Thank you so much, Mena. And you and Greg have been a huge blessing to us, and you did a great job this past week with on the Zoom, the two of you. And we're so thankful for your leadership, and we're very grateful. And, you know, this wonderful patch has brought many of us together, and it's this tiny little patch right here. My husband Ken and we have been in the business for over probably 3.5 years now, and this patch has done so many things within my own body. It's taken away my menopausal issues, and you know, my hip pain, and many things, which I'll go into as we get along with these slides here. But as you can see, this is a patch that she's wearing on her arm. I wear it on my arm right here, and it's about the size of a quarter. And we ask everybody this question, and it's easy to wear and it's easy to share. We say, have you been patched? Well, this patch will elevate and activate and regenerate your own stem cells. This is our inventor, David Schmidt. He is the CEO and the inventor of the X39. He has over 200 patents. He's a scientist and the inventor, and he specializes in age reversing. And in 2008, David focused his attention on stem cell research. And that recent patent took over 10 years and 4.5 million to bring it to market. And this patent is amazing because it's packed with so many things in one patent. It says that the embodiments as resulting in elevating copper peptide within your own body, including activation of stem cells, improvement in energy, it elevates the antioxidants in your own body, it reduces the inflammation, management of pain, improvement in stamina, elevation of collagen production, improved wound healing. Oh my goodness. I mean, there's so many people that can benefit from this. And so why the X39 stem cell activation patch? Well, the fewer stem cells you have, the faster you age and the slower you heal. That's like, you know, the aging process. We're all, hundreds of millions of people are experiencing these symptoms of aging. I know, you only have to just go and talk to people. They'll tell you, right? Their back hurts, they're not sleeping well. Well, you know, our doctors don't tell us that at age 30, only half your stem cells are active. And at age 60, you lose almost all stem cell activity. So that gives you the reason, like, you know, when you're younger and you're a child, maybe 8 years old, and, you know, you fall off, maybe you break a bone, if you fell off your bike, well, your own body stem cells go to help fix that. And we all understand that. But as we age, they're not as active. Well, this patch turns them back on naturally. elevating a copper peptide, which will help go and bring healing to that within your own body's healing to those areas. Well, how does this X39 work? Well, it's a proprietary of phototherapy, almost like the way the sun gives vitamin D to us when we're out in the sun. But this patch, you wear it, you don't have to necessarily be in the sun. Our body emits light, which activates and bounces off this patch and elevates this copper peptide. So it's a form of phototherapy. We've all heard about red light therapy and things like that. Well, this is just like this, but it's a wearable, easy wearable technology that we can wear. And there's nanocrystal technology in there. So it's kind of like, sending a signal to our own bodies to elevate this copper peptide. And it reflects the light to activate. It's non-transdermal, so there's no drugs or chemicals or stimulants in this patch, and it's non-invasive. So people can stay on their medications, but we've been seeing that many people have been able to lessen their dose of their medications because of this patch. So what are the benefits of the X39? Increased strength, reduction of inflammation, increased stamina, energy and vitality, mental clarity, restored muscle condition, improvements in sleep, improvements in skin appearance. So it achieves your optimal health, a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being. And we want to make a note that we don't, Lifeway products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any diseases or medical conditions, but the testimonies are amazing of what this patch does. So here's a topography map of a 77-year-old woman, and she placed the X39 on the back of her neck. And look at session 1. Lots of inflammation on the brain, lack of brain coherence, and just within 3 weeks on the X39, no more inflammation, improved brain coherence, and within 6 weeks on the X39, a complete turnaround, total better brain coherence. And that's why we tell people, just even wearing it just for 1 month, you might not get all the results. As you wear it, they say for every 10 years, like, I'm almost pushing 60, so I'm like 57, right? I should be wearing it at least for 6 months. So for every decade, you need to wear it. So if you're 50, wear it for 5 months at least. So, but here in 6 weeks, look at the turnaround. That's incredible. So, it can be noted that she came in, her brain was hyperactive, her brain calmed down dramatically at the second visit. And after wearing the X39 patch for 3 weeks, her brain remained calm. And after wearing the patch for 6 weeks, a total complete turnaround. So that's what we want. So, the long-term case results are on thisisitinfo.com. But here's the neat thing. Within the first few days, people start feeling things. And the first few days, basically 4,000 genes begin to reset. I mean, I remember when red wine got all this notoriety when they reversed 2 genes and they were like, oh, it's good for you. Well, guess what? This patch, 4,000 genes begin to reset. And within 6 weeks, the brain becomes balanced. That means there's a lot less inflammation in your body. Within 3 months, your collagen is increased. I noticed my skin was softer. I had less wrinkles, and I was like, whoa. My friend and I, we started at pretty much the same time, and we were just comparing, like, this is incredible. Our hair is growing, our nails were growing, all because of this patch. And within 6 months, your heart reverses in age. So it's not anti-aging, it's age reversing, says David Schmidt, and CEO inventor, which is just amazing. So how do you wear your X39 patch? You wear it 12 hours on, 12 hours off to repair and rejuvenate. And you don't want to keep wearing it the whole time. And, I know some people like to keep it on. They don't want to take it off. But your body needs to have a time of rest, and then it kind of like recharges again. So you throw the patch away, and then you just put a new patch on. And what I like to tell people is put it by your toothbrush. And when you get up in the morning, when you brush your teeth, put the patch on. When you go to bed late at night, take it off. So the thing is, you got to see what system works for you. Put an alarm on your clock. put it by your coffee pot, whatever would work for you. So then you put a new patch on and repeat. You can wear more than one patch at a time, but it's not necessary. And you want to drink plenty of water. They say typically you need to just drink 3 or 4 sips of water each hour. You should be drinking. And you want to put like some Celtic sea salt or Himalayan sea salt in your water, because we as Americans, we lack a lot of nutrients and electrolytes, and just that little bit will help with your electrolytes. So, X39 is so sophisticated, yet it's so simple to explain. And the testimonies of the X39 are life-changing and they're emotional. But the best thing about the X39, it absolutely works on everyone over time if they wear it consistently and they're persistent at wearing it. So yes, thisisitinfo.com is exactly what I send people all the time. And even this morning, I sent a gal, this is it info, but I also went to the very top of it where it has a menu bar and it's a drop down box and it gives testimonials. And she was asking about, does anybody know if this has helped with this? I was able to look at the testimonies. I was able to send her a few, and therefore you have everything. This site is very good for doctors as well as your neighbor. I mean, this site is for everyone. There's nothing to buy on this site, but it will give them the opportunity to look at the first few videos, which actually the first video on this site will give them a glimpse to see in about the technology, about the scientist, about, what it's doing for people, and also about how it is when we share this business with other people, because they don't pay social media, or they don't pay commercials to share this about this patch. But guess what? This is getting word of mouth is bringing this patch to market like nothing else in the whole industry. So this is a 20-year-old company. It's open in over 75 countries. So like when you share this patch with other people in other countries, it's like you can have a global business, which we do. And it's not a Me Too product like most companies, like weight loss, skincare, and supplements, although there's very good companies out there. But this patch encompasses a lot of things within this patch. And get this, look at this. 2021, 20 million, and over 2024, we're over 600 million, and we're pushing to 1 billion. That means that this patch is working on many people and they're sharing it. So LifeWave is now ranked #1 momentum company per business for home.org. Against all the other businesses, we are ranked #1. And these are our leaders. You have David Schmidt right there in the purple and the black. You have Steve and Gina Merritt in the black and white. And you have Meredith Burkish, who's our president. And they've been giving the Global Bravo Award now last year and then this year too as well, which is amazing because you know what? They deserve it. This is incredible how it's growing. So you have to ask yourself what's most important in your life. And I know for my husband and I, Ken and I, he was busy working many hours, traveling an hour and a half to 2 hours there and back down to Sarasota. And he was praying for a way to get out of that. And we didn't have an exit strategy for our retirement. It was going to be our business. We own 3 magazines, but he was just so stuck after COVID, in this circle. And, we had a lot of people on payroll. We had over 20 people on payroll. So it was very difficult and it was very, stressful for us. So we were praying to be able to spend more time with our family because we needed more time. We needed more freedom. We didn't have the security with our business and we loved to travel and we wanted better health. We're always about better health. Even with other products, we would always share how we can be more healthy. So we'd always give tips to people, even if it wasn't something, but we were using it and we knew it would help people. And less debt. We had lots of debt. We had credit card debt. We had our home that we had to pay for. And this opportunity checked off all the boxes and we actually paid our house off in 4 months and we've been able to travel and it's not been an issue as far as financial freedom. This has given us the financial freedom. And ladies, this is not just me. I mean, this could happen to you too. It's just a matter of sharing it and knowing what your why is. So you got to think about that. What's the most important things in your life? Because that's what's going to drive you to share. And you know what? Sharing is caring. And this is an opportunity, and it's almost like an obligation, because if this worked for you, it's important that you share it with other people. And you know what? Sometimes they don't hear it the first time, but you share it when it is the right time. And you might send them a video of, like I did for my friend, that could, if you hear a testimony that this has helped, you share that video. So that's how this works. And Mena, would you want to show them how the business part of this works right here?
Yeah, I'm going to just share now. So thank you, Diana.
Yes.
Thank you so much for sharing that. And yes, we all need to have a reason why. Because a lot of us are busy, right? When this opportunity came to Greg and I, we had a lot going on, and we were like, well, my biggest thing was, hey, Ken and Diana, we got a ton of stuff going on. We do not need to take on anything else. Like, we just did not need it at that time. But we did have some whys, and we didn't think that this would be the vehicle for it. We thought some of our other things would be the vehicle. But Greg's biggest challenge was, at the time, was actually all the terrible chronic pain that he was enduring for 6 years prior to us finding out about this, and the weekly chiropractic appointments that he had to go to with minimal relief, and he still was miserable. So, it kind of piqued his attention, and that was really initially our reason why, is really just to use it. And when it had the result that it did, we were like blown away. And we thought, we cannot keep this a secret. Like, if that could happen to him, how many of our friends' challenges will be resolved? And so we started to share, and we didn't realize that there is this opportunity to make some money, in doing that. But we were not going to say no. I mean, we often, refer friends and family to a good restaurant or to a good movie, and we never get paid for that. So we're used to sharing, but we don't get paid for our sharing. But when we heard that there is this compensation plan, and you could even make your money back, whatever you purchase, your product purchase, the cost of that you can make back, we thought, well, that makes sense. So that means we get our product for free. And we did know a lot of people with challenges. So why would we keep this a secret? So we started to share, and we found out that you need to build a left team and a right team. Okay. And everybody has to do both. No exceptions whatsoever. But the first thing you have to do is you have to make a decision. So if there's anybody on here who has not made a decision, that you need to use the product, and secondly, that you want to share this with someone, then I say, get back with the person that invited you and tell them, I've decided. And so this is you, and you get started on your package. And then we say, well, who are the people that you care for? Who are those people around you that you love, and you don't want them to live with their challenge anymore? So you're going to put them on a list, and we're going to help you call them. We're going to help you connect with them. And you're going to put two of them on the left team and two of them on the right team, and you keep going. And what you're going to find is that you start to make some money in your back office. You get like an e-wallet, and you're going to see that there's some commission being earned. Now, the binary level, earning on this level, is the one way we earn, and you can max out. It maxes out at $25,000 a week. Okay, so you can talk to a ton of people, and you'll see it grows. And when you get to 25,000 every week, it maxes there. That's not a bad deal, though. Like, who's going to say no to $25,000 a week? That's 1.3 million US a year. So you're a millionaire already. But that's just the one way of earning. What really got me excited was there's this unlimited income potential. So how does that work? Well, I spoke with, I'm just going to pick a name on here. So I shared with Alice, and Alice decided she's going to get started. And Alice is our first generation. Now, Alice, she goes and shares with Tim, Rocky. Rocky is a second generation to us. And then Rocky shares with his friend Mary, and Mary would be third generation to us. Okay, so look at the matching bonus that we get. So Alice, if Alice is maxing out at $25,000 a week, we're going to get 25% of that every single week. That's $6,250. If Alice is maxing out at 1,000, we're going to get $250 that week. Second generation, we're getting 20% off of what they make during the week. And third generation, we're getting 20% all the way down. So no matter where your first generation is. So today I signed up someone else as first generation who's way down, and I'm still going to get 25% off of them. So it doesn't matter where your first generation, second generation, and third generation are on the left team and the right team, because remember, we're building two teams. You get paid 25%, 20%, or 20%. And you can have as many first generations as you want, and you're going to get the 25% every single week, and they're never late. And you know what? It's unlimited, and they're not taking the money off of Alice's check. They're matching her checks. So we both get paid exactly what we deserve. Why? Because we're out there sharing. So nothing happens if we don't share, right? So this is one of the forms. Where is it? Okay, so we have these application forms. We say app on your lap. And when you're talking to someone, like I did this morning, I was speaking to them on the phone, and they said, we're ready to go. And they wanted, so I said, hey, we could actually just get on a computer. And they said, no, don't worry, just take my details. So I filled it out here, and I'm going to put it through later. So whichever way suits you. You know, sometimes the internet connection is not good where you're at. So an app on the lap is also a great idea. It's old school, but it works. So we saw 3 packages there, right? There's a core, there's the advanced, and the premium. And because, you know, we want people to get their product for free, this is the way we recommend it. Okay, so if you say, you know what, I see that core is $295, and that's about what I want to pay right now, because I don't know, I just want to try it. Well, that's good, you can do that. Okay, and if you're later on seeing it works for you and you want to start sharing, you want to then rank up, or you want to upgrade to the advanced package, which has 6 sleeves. The benefit of this is you're getting them for $89 per unit, 6 months supply. There are 30 patches in this envelope here, and you are getting them for $89, whereas if you buy the core, you're getting them for $99.95. It is still a good price because it's our wholesale price. We're not making any money off of that. Retail, it's $150, okay? What Greg and I, we saw, you know, the need, and we said there are so many people out there hurting. Not only the need for physical challenges, but also financially. And so we wanted to be a mini warehouse, okay? We wanted to think about nothing else except we wanted to share with as many people as we could. It really was Greg's heart, because I still was a little skeptical, okay? But I allowed him to move forward with this package that cost us $1,750. And I said to him, we better make that back like ASAP, as soon as possible. And guess what? We made that money back in 2.5 weeks. We weren't even through our first package, and we made $3,000 our first month. So we realized there are people out there looking for what we have, and we needed to get the word out. We were going to help David get this to 1 billion homes. The other reason why I liked the package, and I mean, he sold me on it. He said, well, it's even going to be cheaper. It's going to be $87.50 per sleeve. And we didn't have to think about anything else except sharing for 90 days. no ordership, no monthly subscription. And I said, okay. So what we did is we shared. When someone said, I want the advanced package, what happened? We gave them one of ours, we loaned it, we lent it to them. If you can just stay on mute. And then when they got their product, the advanced package, they returned one of ours. So we placed and replaced with people. Now, there is an importance of being on a monthly subscription. And the reason for that is you saw these points here, 745, 300, and 180, because packages have points, and points mean dollars. So what you want to do is you want to make sure you never lose any points from the left team or the right team. You want to make sure all those points are adding up, because if you do not have a subscription, they're going to go to zero. So that's just a little bit of business information there for those of you who say, I'm in business already, I want to make money, or for those of you who say, you know what, I'm not in yet, but I like to make some extra money. So Diana shared, this is at info.com with you. That is the website we share with everyone. No one can purchase from there. This is a team.com. And we're so grateful Steve and Gina Merritt actually put these websites together for us, because we didn't have to go spend money to create anything. We just plug and play. We duplicate. Everything is duplicatable. The system is there. You'll be able to see the system on thisisateam.com. You'll be able to see what onboarding is all about, all the different Zoom events that we invite people to learn, because we don't learn alone. We learn with the team. There is team support. Here you're on a Zoom with the wonderful ladies here. And if there are any guys, you need to jump off. So, but look at all these opportunities. And ladies, stay hydrated when you're on your X39, because you do need to help your body actually activate and utilize this patch optimally. So I always have my water with me, right? So weekly events, these launch Zooms, you see there's something on a Monday, on a Tuesday, different countries, UK, Australia, where you can tie everybody that's in Europe into the UK one, Australia, New Zealand, Asia can tie into this one on that's out of Australia on a Wednesday morning, or Wednesday evening, I should say. And then Friday, I love the Friday because it's a half hour. It's very brief. It's during lunchtime for us here in the USA, and it's just early dinner time for South Africa and Europe, and it's half an hour and it's packed with belief. And then we have our wonderful Spanish Zooms actually now Monday through Friday. So all our Spanish speaking people, they're getting everything they need. Don't worry if you can't speak the language. They're getting what they need from those Spanish Zooms, and they're growing and going. And you'll hear from Denise a little later. Saturday, 1 p.m. is our training, Eastern Standard Time. So that's 7 o'clock Europe and South Africa, and parts of Australia can also jump on there. But you know what? That training is the nuts and bolts of how we actually do this. So you don't want to miss the training. And if you do miss it, the great thing is they have this YouTube channel. This is a team. You want to take note of that. You want to connect to the Facebook group. You can get all the recordings of all the meetings that you missed. So nobody's missing out at all. Now, and I love that. I love the fact that all of this is on Zoom, because we don't need to get up and get into our cars and travel anywhere. And that's how we're building a global business. It's amazing. So the time is now to make your move. You know, some of you got on here for the first time. Get back with the person that invited you. If you are saying, hey, I need to get this product, I've got some challenges, get back with them, let them get the products in your hand. If you're on here and you say, I like what I see, I need some more information, get back with the person that invited you, and they can help you with that too. And then if you're saying, you know what, I'm here, I love what I see, I love the fact that I can stay at home with my children, I homeschool them, and I can make some money as well. So I can contribute to the family and to the expenses. Well, you know what? Get back with the person that invited you and they can help you get started. So the question is, are you serious about your why? Diana shared different whys that her and Ken have been able to attain in being involved with this company. Greg and I have our why. I mean, Greg is free from his job, and because we built this big enough. So it replaced that six-figure income that he had and he was making in his job. And we are grateful because now we travel everywhere together. I was going to lots of places on my own, but now we're able to do all of that together as a family. And so the question is, what is your dream? And are you serious about it? And because there is hope for your future, you know, every one of us um, can be hopeful for tomorrow and get started with X39 because honestly, you're going to experience it and you're going to not stop sharing. And talking about travel, we have this incentive. It is a free cruise to the Bahamas, people. So, ladies, whether you're in South Africa, Europe, Canada, Asia, Australia, they're going to fly you. You earn enough points. There's obviously points that you have to accumulate, and you have time till the 19th of October to accumulate sufficient points for two people to be flown to Miami and for two people to go on this free cruise. Okay, so max points is 125 for two. And then they, you know, reduce points for one person flying, one person on the cruise, and so on. But if you want to find out more about this, get hold of the person that invited you. They'll tell you. The cruise will happen from the 8th of February to the 13th of February. And let's make the decision today. You tell yourself, I'm going on that cruise. So make the decision today that it will be you, and you don't want to do it alone. So take someone with you, but make the decision first. Because if you don't make the decision, you're not going to be moving in that direction. So get the tracker, put it on your refrigerator. Make sure you're tracking all your points because you don't want to miss out. So I see we have a number of wonderful ladies on here. I've given myself the gallery view because I've invited a few ladies to share. You know, we spoke about testimonials, results, physical, what's going to happen with people, you know, and then we also spoke about your reason why. So I've invited a few ladies on and I'd like them to share, you know, first their testimony. Some have only been using the product for a short while, others have been using it for longer. So we're going to hear from various ladies. But the other thing I'd love you to share, and I want you to think big, you know, we all love people and we're all out there sharing this. But outside of that, you know, you heard Diana talking about paying off their house in 4 months. You heard from me that we replaced Greg's income. So outside of blessing people for health reasons, what are your whys? And let's get started with our newest partner. And I know there's somebody on here that may be newer than Alice, but I have asked Alice to come on and share with us. So Alice, if you want to unmute, and I'm going to pin you so we can see
Hi,
Alice.
ladies. Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Hello. So, I believe in divine timing, and everything happens for a reason. We never know what that reason is. And especially if you're entrepreneurial or open-minded, heart, then you see the opportunity and you hit the road running. So, I'm a little bit of a trendsetter. I see things before they happen. I spot opportunities in my personal and professional life. I knew Bitcoin would be an opportunity. I started buying at $900 a Bitcoin. I wrote an article that Bitcoin would be 100,000. It was. I also talked about how the Chinese were going to be really important in global economics, and so I'm always like looking for opportunities maybe it's my ADHD brain and I'm very creative and I'm very intuitive. So I was looking for an opportunity in wellness and tech. And I don't think I've even shared this with you, Mena, so I'm giving a fresh testimonial on this. And I saw that tech was really going to be the future, and healthcare in general is broken. So a lot of my health issues going through this U.S. system, healthcare system, the Spanish healthcare system, the Czech healthcare system. I live in Spain, from Czech Republic, grew up in the United States. I see all the gaps in the in holes that in the systems, and so I believe that it is the only system that is going to protect us is our own system, integrating all of our 16 systems of our body, getting educated, taking 100% accountability. I come from a communist country where, you know, the state gave you handouts that no longer applies, or and I see a lot of women that struggle financially, including myself. I had my last $200 saving in Bitcoin when Mena reached out. And I said, wow, I had like 20 grand. I'm living off of my savings. My business were up and down. And I said, this is it. So this was the statement to myself. This is it. I only actually got 1 month because I only had enough for 1 month. And my roommate was buying groceries, and I told Mena exactly where I'm at. And my why became, as I turn 40 next month, my why became of all the hard work I've been doing for 10 years, building businesses, helping people, like, why am I still in debt? This makes no sense. And with health issues, so I just I said to myself, I'm not going to be broke and I'm no more going to be sick. So I just reached out to like 100 people that I have. I created an Excel spreadsheet and I just kept showing up. So the why, if it's my lesson in understanding my why, is that if it's not a necessity, it doesn't happen. It has to be something that is so strong that even if you have hard days, difficult days, then you can really go for it. So I've been on the patch for 2 weeks. I actually do have a testimonial, but I have to take a picture of it. My nails are stronger and longer, which is great. I've always had like brittle hair and brittle hair and nails. And then just I'm feeling more energy, and that's just in about a week or two. So I signed up my 2 friends. I got 2 more to go before I become manager, and I'm just excited to meet you all. So thanks for participating today.
Thank you, Alice. Wow, wow, wow. We're excited to see you on your journey because we know you're going to go to the top with this because of your hearts. You have such a great heart. So thank you, thank you, thank you. So, and then I want to call on Denise. And so Denise, if you want to unmute and join us.
Hi, welcome. Hi, Alice. Glad to hear that testimony and to know you and that you are an entrepreneur. So welcome to our team. You are gonna be like flying soon on the top. So I just want to share a couple of my experience. I'm an engineer by trademark. I have my friend here, Maribel, that knows me very well. So my mom has Alzheimer, and that's the why I started using this patch. At the beginning, I didn't see it as a business. My mom has been on the patch for the past 2 years. I have been using the patch for a year and a half now. And in January, I saw the potential of the business this year. And then I started working out, to do the business because even though I'm an engineer, by trade, by school, MBA, I will never be able to earn that kind of money that Mena was explaining. So I have been very happy sharing my story with people, and my best friends, even the caregivers of my mom, because now she is more responsive. She still has Alzheimer, but at least she's getting better quality of life. Even though she has like a very healthy routine, she was like just laying down in her recliner all day. And now you call her, she respond, like she's more alert. She looks for you, like eye contact and stuff. So everybody that cares for her knows is seeing her difference. Her skin, her hair is growing black, no with gray hair. And she's 80, 81. So in my case, I'm kind of healthy person since God, and but I notice more energy, like when you are caring for someone, you tend to forget about yourself. But I was looking back and I'm like, well, for the past 2 years, if my mom got a flu or something one time, that's it. We don't get sick, thanks God, on the patch. So we are very happy to share this with everybody. I have another friend of mine that she's 82. She's like my second mom, and she has this huge pain in her back. And I tell her, just try it. So she started wearing it, and like in the 4th day, she's like, the pain was gone, and now she's like, how much I owe you? I'm like, you don't owe me anything. I just give those to you, because she's like my second mom. And she's like, wow, now I can sleep better. I have more energy. I can go regularly to the bathroom. So for the pain in the back, she got 3 more stuff fixing her body. So I'm very excited to see what this technology is going to do. I'm pro natural stuff. I love doctors, but I don't like the medicine, not the regular medicine. So thank you, Mena, for don't give up on me, because for those 2 years, Mena and Greg keep sending me nice messages and keep me, connected. Even though I was not doing the business, they never give up on me. So I'm gonna be always grateful for them.
Right, and we're grateful for you, and that's the thing. We love enough to stay connected with people, even if they don't tie in with us immediately. Denise was part of our team, but she did not activate until 2 years later. Because she just loved using the product for her mom. She didn't think the need for anything else. And so we're going to come across those people that are just going to use it and really be a blessing to the people around them. But they may be slow in activating and getting out there to share with the masses. It's just like she wanted to take care of her mom, and that was it. But when she saw the bigger picture, and that's why it's important to expose your friends and family to what we really have our hands on. It really is bigger than big. I keep saying to people, it's too big not to share, too big not to share. And that's why I talk to everyone about it. Because when we do expose them to the greater community that we are part of, this is a team. My goodness, people realize, and that's when Denise realized when she tied in with that virtual events in January of this year, when we were at the Eric Worre studio, she saw this is bigger than big. She had no comprehension. She just thought it was Greg and Mena, the Greg and Mena show. No, it was not. So bring your friends, ladies. Let them see what we are a part of and what we got our hands on. Okay. So thank you so much, Denise, for sharing. You're amazing. And Denise is leading a really big Spanish group. I see a lot of the ladies on here. We love you guys. You guys are blazing the trail with all our Spanish speaking people and going to the top. We're going to see some of you in Anaheim next month. So I have my beautiful friend all the way out of South Africa who's going to be sharing with us now, Yolandi Duplessis. So let's get you unmuted, and there we see you, beautiful Yolandi. Thank you for coming on.
Good evening from my side, this evening over here. I started with Greg introducing the patch to me in January of 2024. I'm an audiologist, and I was at a business meeting, and he started talking about this, and I thought, like Alice said, divine timing. I literally took him by his arm and I said, please do not leave before you talk to me. I had multiple health issues before that, from fibromyalgia and scoliosis and breast cancer, just to name the highlights. And I was so sick and tired of having hands full of white tablets that I didn't know what it was doing to me. And then you take a white tablet, and then you've got to take another white tablet because you took this white tablet, and then you end up with 20, and you've got to swallow all of that, and that it just wasn't working for me. I was on morphine 3-4 times a day, so it was quite hectic. And within 10 days, I was able to not use the morphine at all. And slowly I have been weaning myself off pain meds, and I did my mammogram last week, and I had my CT scan today, and everything is absolutely gorgeously clear. And my radiologist said that there is no scar tissue in the breast reconstructions. So if they didn't have the little markers there where they took the tumor out, they wouldn't know. He was quite baffled. In any case, I told Mena about that. My why was, obviously I wasn't healthy, and every time I had to go for any of these treatments, I was just praying that some way, somehow. I actually said to one of the ladies at one of the facilities, I wish they could figure out something that's a suppository, and then I can just put it up my behind and feel better. And yes, in the 10 years that I received intensive plasma treatment was the same 10 years that David Schmidt was busy developing this. So to me, it was just like, well, there's my answer. My prayers, literally every time I was there, I was hoping for this. So I am feeling so much better. I've been married for 27 years, and my husband Heinrich said the other day, he said, you know what, you are healthier now in the past 2 years than you've been the rest of our marriage. So, wow, he must really love me to have stuck around while I wasn't well. In sickness and in health, he took that very, very literally. We were able to open up 2 new practices for me, where I could share and care for my patients. He's able to start his own business at home, with ERP, and at the same time we are busy sharing our health benefits that we're getting here. And sitting with clients in front of me, mainly elderly people that I see on a daily basis, there's hardly an elderly person that is not taking loads of medications or don't have an ache or a pain. And it's actually getting worse, and it's younger people sitting in front of me having that. So it's in my office, it's displayed, and I think my biggest why was I wanted to be able to get my children the best possible tertiary education and college education. And I wanted to be able to also pay off the debt, not living and working for the bank, because I'm an audiologist. I don't want to work for the bank. And yes, to be able to share that love and care with everybody else, and seeing the difference that it makes in everybody else's lives, it's a game changer, because you get I will send a message and say, okay, so it's been a week, how are you? And the response that you get back is so phenomenal that, yeah, it's usually quite emotional, like everybody says. So my why is just to give my children the best opportunities in life and get them involved. And yes, thank you so much.
You're amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you for sharing. And every time I see you looking more beautiful and younger, and your hair is amazing. You definitely, it's really, really helping you, Yolandi. I remember the
Yeah, I
first.
know for sure. Marae's hair is also growing back quite nicely.
Oh, wow.
Um, he's started to go bald, and he's only 25. So yes, that was not a nice feeling. But he's got quite nice thick hair now. We had to go to the barber and get him sorted out.
Oh my
And I
goodness.
mean, usually after chemo, everybody starts getting gray hair. I don't know if you ladies know. So I was ready and prepared for gray curls, but I have got zero gray hair,
Wow.
zero. And I'm not dyeing my hair, so it
Wow.
is quite amazing. Yes.
Well, so good to see your beautiful face. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you so much.
Sometime soon, all the way in South
Yes.
Africa. Love you guys. So you know what? We have a few minutes left for anyone who wants to share. Those were the ladies I knew had told me they wanted to share. So if you're on here and you would like to share something, unmute, let us know. Otherwise, Diana, I'll hand it over to you. Anybody? If you see hands or anybody coming off mute, nobody. I just see a lot of new ladies, and I just want to say welcome, ladies. You know, we love having you on here. So grateful that you joined us. Just get back with the person that invited you. If you got on late and you didn't get everything, this does get recorded, and so you can get the recording to watch as well. Anybody want to ask any questions? Maybe you want to ask about the cruise because you don't want to miss out. Anyone? Otherwise, Diana, you want to come off mute and
Yes. Well, this was an incredible meeting, and thank you, ladies, all for sharing. I mean, that's just touching, and you can see how that we're all united with the same purpose of wanting to help people get better financially and but physically. I mean, huge physical advances. That who is praying right out there that that is just praying that they could feel better and that they could have some sort of hope, and just by you sharing brings a change. And don't let fear get in your way, because you know what, that you make an advance, you ask them if they heard about it, you ask them how they're feeling, and this definitely has brought hope to many of our friends and ourselves and our family members. So thank you for being bold enough to share your testimonies, and also for just sharing and caring for people too as well. So bring ladies on next time, bring some more friends, just copy and paste, invite people, because they have to hear this too. And this is a safe place that women can get together, share their issues and their things that they have on their hearts, and they can see the presentation, and then you call them afterwards and say, what do you think about it? And I've done that in the past, and you can too. So and with the rest of this, we'll just share a blessing over all of you ladies, and we just thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedules to be here with us. And I'm just going to close us in a blessing and a prayer. So Lord, we thank you for this time. We thank you that we can unite all over the world together on a Zoom. We thank you for this technology that David Schmidt brought to us, Father. Help us to be lights. Help us to share with people, and open up opportunities for their lives to change. So bring people to us, have people call us, have people who said maybe no at first say yes now, Lord. And we just thank you for this opportunity that you've gifted us, Lord. And Lord, help us to be the light you've called us to be. And bless this week, we pray. Bless all these ladies for today and in the future. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you, ladies, every
All right.
single one of you for being on. Thank you, Diana, for co-hosting, and all the ladies that shared. Every single one of you has the most beautiful results, and why. And you know what? We're just going to keep sharing with people, because